Hello everyone. Right then, this is the Goblin Biker deck list that I just took to day one of YCS Birmingham. Unfortunately, I did not make day two, but I still had a fantastic time. Honestly, genuinely, I had the best time. And I am really happy with how the deck played, and I'm really happy with how I played. The only thing that I would change and do differently is the very last game that I played, I made a catastrophic misplay, which did cost me the game. And if I had won that game, because I went X4, I went 5-4 at 9 rounds. If I'd won that, if I went X3, I'd have made day two. So it was. Other than that, though, had a fantastic time. Really had a fantastic time. I'm gonna have some water. Sorry, 1 second. Had a fantastic time. First 3 rounds, I went completely undefeated. I lost games, but I didn't lose any matches in the first three matches. Then I lost 3 in a row. Then I won 2 in a row. I was like, oh, there's hope. And then I lost the last one. So it was, damn. Just hope snatched at the last second. But it was a good day. Hung out with some lovely people. Got to see Ed doing his thing up on stage. It was fantastic as usual. I met Jesse Cotton and I got a card signed by him. That's cool, you know. I met Farfa. I've met Farfa before actually, but I doubt he remember me. But he's a pleasure as always. And Joshua Schmidt, cool to see them. Yeah, great day, really fun day. Also, insane thing happened. Hello to you if you're the person who this was on Friday. I got recognised from my last Goblin Biker video. So someone said it was at the end of the day on Friday. I was eating some food before I went home, so I was at Subway and I was stuffing my face. They caught me mid crisp shove. If you know, when you get like a bag of crisps and you just take out like a little and you just go. And I was, they went, excuse me. So it was just like, timing. But yeah, they were like, "How do you make Goblin Biker video on YouTube?" I was like, yeah, oh my god. And he went, "Oh yeah, thanks, that was great. I'm playing them today." I was just like, no, what? No way. So I guess thanks to everyone who's seen my previous video as well. I won't ramble too much about that sort of stuff. But yeah, what a wonderful time. What a great day it's been. I apologise in advance, actually, now that I look at it. The shirt has green bits on it. I've stopped caring. I'm too tired to care. I am absolutely exhausted. I thought I'd better record this now, because if I don't do it now, I will start to forget things and have things slip behind. This deck played exceptionally well today, I gotta say. I didn't, I might have made some misplays here and there. I might have done this and I didn't do very well. I didn't make day two, but the deck played well. The deck was very consistent. Out of 26 total games, only 2 brick hands, and they weren't even like, oh, I can't play this. It was just like, this is less than ideal, but I can still play from here. And one of them actually won still. So yeah, very consistent, very good. Felt very strong to play as well. Yeah, just great. So, and as you can see, I got my commemorative Goblin coin, so perfect, So I'm going to get that out of the way and get started on the deck profile. As I say, there is only truly one card I would change in this deck, and it's in the extra deck. There's only one card I would change in this deck. But other than that, I genuinely think that the main deck is solid. Hey, listen. I'm not going to sit here and say I am the best Goblin Biker player in the world. I'm not. Obviously, I'm not. Of course, I'd have won today if that were the case. I'd have gone X and O, XO. But I've been toying with this deck so much, and with how this deck ran and functioned today, it's just perfect. Honestly, I would not change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. The only times I bricked it wasn't on like, this hand is like kind of whatever. It was like one of them was I drew a bunch of hand traps plus Fiendsmith Engraver. So I managed to get into Wave Hiking Caesar. This is the first game. I got into Wave Hiking Caesar, but then nothing else. Which, I still won that game because unfortunately my opponent, bless him, he bricked even worse than I did. And then another game later on, I drew. Honestly, if it were a 3-card hand, it would have been solid. But I drew 3 Terratop plus 2 other stuff. I didn't want to draw 3. I want to draw 1. I don't even hate drawing 2. 3 Terratop? No. So yeah, that was not a good hand, unfortunately. I did lose that one because after I summoned Terratop, I played Big Gabonga. I had talents in hand, but he impermed the Big Gabonga, so I couldn't do anything with talents. And that was it. That was the end of that. I just couldn't do anything else than that. Other than that, as I say, I don't think it was the worst hand ever. It just, I guess, I don't want to say unlucky. I would say that my opponent played around the fact that I might have had talents. You know, I'm not saying unlucky. The opponent played well. So yeah, that was just before going to the deck profile. I actually want to say I guess not an apology, but I guess bad luck to a guy who played round 3, playing Mermaid Atlantean, which honestly is a deck that I struggle with. I don't know all the combos. I don't know where to hit it. It's like, damn, this deck is strong. I don't know where to hit this. Day before in the side events, I lost to Mermaid Atlantean so quickly. It's a very strong deck, but there are a couple of things I do know roughly, and it did help me win because he went first both games. Both games he had a normal summon, pitch for cost. I imperm the effect of the normal summon, and then the cost I Ash Blossomed the effect because they obviously have the effect of when it's sent for the effect of a water monster they do something. And then he set 1 pass. Both turns it was normal summon, set 1 pass because he couldn't do anything else. So I just top decked, and I also top decked starters. So it was like that's it, you know. And I feel very bad for him. He didn't get to play that round. I beat him so quickly. But overall, really great day. Everyone was so nice. Everyone's so kind. Everyone's so friendly and so like chatty. Obviously, there's that little bit of like kind of tension of like when you're playing the game, but then when it's over, it's like, good game, buddy. Have you? Yeah, good luck in your next games. Where you come from? You come from Germany? Amazing. You know, it's great fun. I can't wait for the next YCS. Hopefully, it's in UK. Still, probably won't be, but you know, the next one that's in the UK, definitely going. Cannot wait. Anyway, onto the deck profile. 2 Gone Wild. I run this at 2. Any more than 2 gets incredibly bricky. That's my thought on the matter. There we go. 2 Dog Charger. So the reason I'm playing 2 Dog Charger is this is now a 40-card deck. Because I used to have the 50-card deck, as the previous deck profile was. However, once I stopped and I examined what worked about the deck on that day, what I realised was, it's because I just kept top decking certain cards. I kept drawing exceptionally well on that day, you know? So that undefeated deck list I went to locals with is because I kept drawing certain cards. So I thought, well, let's cut the chaff, let's get rid of let's trim the fat, as it were, and just start playing the cards that I drew that helped me win. And that's more or less what I've done here. So I've done a fairly vicious cutback on a lot of the Goblin Biker cards. I've included some other engine, and a couple of hand traps are now gone. But yeah, as I say, it worked beautifully. It worked wonderfully. So I'm not mad about that. So yeah, two Dog Charger. Any less than this, it leaves you without much follow up. Come like turn 3, turn 5 maybe. So yeah, definitely two Dog Charger. 2 Gone Wild, just so that you can, if you need to use one in the first round, then you can still grab one from deck and there you go. 2 Clattersplurder. Now I sincerely wish I could play this at 1, because this is the only card in the deck where I don't necessarily want to draw it that much. I don't hate drawing it all the time, but it's not always the best thing to draw, you know. So I sincerely wish I could play this at 1, because it's just kind of nothing unless you already have something in graveyard or it's on the opponent's turn. However, you have to play it at 2. You have to play it at 2, because if you lose 1, you lose your strongest follow-up, so you have to play this at 2. 1 Me Merciless and 1 Boom Mac. I have seen a lot of people cut Boom Mac from the list. I would never do that. I think it's fantastic. I think there are some people who would perhaps instead use another Dog Charger, because Dog Charger during your turn does effectively the same thing as Boom Mac, you know, where it's like an extender. You just be able to use it when you've maybe normal summoned it already. It does a very similar function during your turn. This you can use during your opponent's turn, and also, you know, there you go. And it also is a wind monster, so you can summon Takatomborg off it. It's a bit, obviously those are niche uses. I don't think it's worth using 3 Dog Charger over 2 and 1. That's my opinion. Obviously you guys can think differently. That's it for the Goblin Biker monsters. No 3-ofs, I just don't think you need to play them. I spent, honestly, I was agonizing on that for a while, because I was like, oh, shouldn't I play 3 if they're good? Shouldn't I just play 3 of this if it's a good card? No, that's actually a really detrimental way of thinking. Yes, if it's a good card, generally you want to play 3 of them if you want to see them all the time. You don't want to see these all the time. You want to get to them. You want to search them and get all of them. You know, you don't want to see all of them all the time. I don't necessarily want to have a Gone Wild in every opening hand, or a Clattersplurder, or a Dog Charger. I don't mind seeing them. I don't need to see them. You know, so that's the reasoning behind that. It makes sense to me. No 3-ofs, because they're just bricky at that point. It's very, very bricky. Now on to other monsters where there are 3-ofs. 3 Terratop, 1 Takatomborg, because it's just the best starter in the deck. Unless you draw 3, which, you know, as mentioned before, if you draw 3, it's like, not ideal, because that's just essentially 2 bricks at that point, but there you go. But yeah, best starter in the deck, incredible, amazing. I've also, you might be able to notice, I've rarity boosted some stuff in this deck, because as we all know, shiny cards make you play better. Anyway, 3 Tour Guide. I toyed around with cutting Tour Guide from the deck. It's just too good. Obviously, it uses your normal summon, and there's the chance, obviously, it gets Imperm, gets Veiled, gets Ashed. It can be catastrophic. It can end your turn then and there. It can also be the most explosive starter in the deck, or one of the, you know, sharing with Takatom, but with a Terratop. They're both just incredible. Obviously, Terratop is better. This is a close second, because they get you to almost, they are full 1-card combos, each of them. So they're both fantastic, and I tried it without any of these. It just doesn't work. 2 Gagamuchanite. Now, this is one that I actually was, again, agonizing over for a while, because I was like, should I just not run this and instead run some more Fiendsmith stuff, or run a few more Goblin Biker stuff? And the answer basically is no, because you use so many normal summons in this deck, and this just protects and attaches to your normal summon as an extender. And it's great. It came up today a lot. I like this deck because it's so full of random jank. It's just like, hey, get a rank 3 on the field, go from there. That's the deck. And hey, you know what? If it works, it works. But unfortunately, it didn't work well enough. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, 2 Gagamuchanite. It's a good card. It works well with this deck. Can't say more than that, you know. That's it for the Goblin Biker quote-unquote engine, even though that, you know, a lot of these are Goblin Bikers. 2 Engraver and 1 Lurry. I don't run Lacrima. Lacrima is just a brick in this deck. It's not as if I can use it for a rank 4 or anything like that. It's not worth using. I don't run Desiree either, because if I ran Lacrima, I'd run Desiree. As it happens, I run neither, you know. I don't run the Trap either, obviously. If I included Lacrima and the Trap in this deck, that's 2 bricks. And if I included Desiree and Secrets in the extra deck, that's 2 cards that I'm not going to use that often. I got debarried once today, and I still won through that, because because of how this deck plays under debarrier. It's fine. So I don't need Lacrima, I don't need the Trap, I don't need Desiree. It's fine, genuinely. If you get up Grand Bash and then just swarm the field with Goblin Bikers, you just win, because you have so much attack on board. That's it. And that's how I won. So debarrier is kind of, obviously depending on what your hand is, but debarrier is not always a bad thing for this deck. It's just kind of fine, you know. 1 Magnamut, 1 Drossworm, and 1 Boldrake. These are the most recent additions to the deck. They did very well today. I didn't actually draw them that much, but when I did, they were very impactful. I wouldn't call this a bestial engine. They are here for hand traps and rank 6, basically. That's it. But they're good. They're good cards. I'm happy I bought them. Happy I have them. Solid cards. No complaints from me. That's, I guess, first hand traps are cool, you know, and then the second hand traps are 3 Ash Blossom, and that's also the last for the monsters. The drink, sorry. You just have to run Ash Blossom. It's just too good. Even if your opponent can play around it on their turn, it stops them from Mull Charming on your turn. At least stops one of them, so yeah, it's too good. Ash is Ash. Ash is Ash. It's also the first non-common Ash I've ever owned, which is, I guess, a fun fact for you there. Onto the spells. Not many spells, not many traps in this deck. It's mainly a monster deck, as you can see. 40-card deck. 3 Grand Entrance. It is, in my opinion, by far the best Goblin Biker spell in the deck. There are some people in the Goblin Biker Discord who would have you believe otherwise. Respectfully, my fellow Big Gabongings fans, no. Grand Breakout is a fantastic card. If you have nothing on field, it is a dead card. This is never dead. This is never a dead card. It's only a dead card if you run out of Goblin Bikers in your deck, but then the other one is as well, you know? This is never a dead card. This is a 1-card starter, gets you into full combo if it's not stopped, which often, you know, if it isn't, but there you go. This is by far the better of the 2. Situationally, one can be stronger than the other, obviously. Generally speaking, I want to see this in my opening hand all the time. The other one, I like seeing it. I'm not mad when I see it. I don't want to see many of them. I don't want to brick on it, you know, that's the issue. And it's anything, it's just kind of it's something I add to the hand as part of this 1-card combo starter, that's it. So that's why I'm running 2 Grand Breakout. Again, it's a great card. I'm not running 3. I don't want to run 3. In a 50-card deck, if I'm running that, I would run 3. Here, no, not going to happen. if I run it a 3 and a 40 card deck, I see it way too often. I don't want to see it all that often. Or at least I brick on it way too often, where I'm like, okay, next turn, let's see what I got. Draw that. Great, nothing. My board's clear, only card in hand. If my board is clear and this is the only card in hand, great, I can play from there. This, no, can't play from there. Wake up, sheeple. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, this, fantastic card. Not as good as this one, generally speaking, widely speaking, as a starter. Apologies. And 1 Grand Bash. Again, people say to cut this and not run it. It's great. This card was honestly MVP today on many occasions. I got deburied once, he helped me go through that. I managed to get exactly game over someone with this. It's just because when you 2 Dog Charger and 1 Big Kabonga plus this is exactly 8,000 damage. Extra normal summon, level modulation. I can't see running the deck without this card. Genuinely. I tried running it without it. I miss it every game. I'm not joking. Every single game, unless if it goes to any kind of grind game, then I'm like, well, where's that gone? I need that. It's great. You don't always need it, I guess, if you're going first and you just win straight away. But God, it's just so good. It's such a good card. 1 tracked, because I'm running, a small Fiendsmith package. And lastly, 3 Triple Tactics Talent. I don't run Call by the Grave. Now, Call by the Grave is a fantastic card, obviously. It's an amazing card. However, I didn't run it in the 50 card deck because I thought I'm not going to see it that often. I don't want to rely on it. I don't run it now because I'm used to not using it now. I don't particularly enjoy cards that are like sacky to draw. I want this deck to run like an engine, like a smooth engine of like, yes, it's going to do this, a similar thing every game, and it does do that. It does do that wonderfully. If I had Call by the Grave, okay, it's a great card. I'm not saying don't run up. If you want to run it, you run it a 40 card deck, run it a 41 card deck, take something else out, by all means, But I just don't see the need for it because the deck works smoothly without it, Get hand trapped, that's fine. I can play through that, and also I can take what's in your hand, Actually, fun fact, another drink, I'm parched, sorry. Fun fact. This is the misplay with this kind of what lost me the last game. So I was against Malice. Game 1, I won. No, sorry, game 1, did I? I must have, yeah. Game 1, I did. Game 1, I won. Game 2, did I? No, did I win game 2? I must have won game 2. I must have won game 2. Yeah. Game 1, I must have lost. Game 2, because I Lanciered, of course. Game 2, I won because I Lanciered and unfortunately couldn't play through that. Game 3, I was going first. I just messed up so badly, man. So, unfortunately, my opponent, and I don't like to blame it on this sort of thing. I don't want, because obviously there's a way. I know where I went wrong, and I know where I could have done better and potentially won on that game. He did, however, draw the God hand. It was like, God damn, dude. So he drew Fuwalas and Perulia going second. So I couldn't do much of anything with that. Because he started with Perulia. I went for a Speed of a Terratop into Takatomborg, and then he went for Wallace. I went into Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. I thought, I'm going to leave it there. I can't summon any more than that. I'm going to leave it there and hope for the best. And then I Talanced and I saw his hand. So he'd drawn 3, I want to say, from me, and he discarded 2. So he was on 6 cards in hand? That doesn't sound right. Oh, either way. And he had, I think, Imperm. He had Nibiru. Imperm, Nibiru, what are the other ones? I don't remember what they all were, I won't lie to you, but the main 2, what I made the mistake on, he had a starter, which is the field spell, which I'm pretty sure is a starter, and a Dominus Impulse. I had Artifact Sanctum in hand. I should have just sent the Impulse. But I thought, I'll be extra cautious. I'll send the 1-card starter in case he draws Cross out and then I can't play the Lancia. Not thinking, Sanctum summons the card. He can impulse that. So he impulsed that, drew into Dormouse on the next card, went full combo, and that was that. I just was like, well, damn, if I'd just gone for the Dominus Impulse, I maybe could have won that and made day 2. And that's so frustrating. But again, I'm not mad. I'm just like, I know where I went wrong. Anyway. So that is the spells for the deck. Onto the traps. Traps, very small trap package, 1 Phenomenal Xyz and 3 Imperm. Imperm is just way too good, and Phenomenal Xyz, I love it. It's a great card. I love the whole package. It's really good fun. It's more and more interruption. It's fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Now onto the extra deck. This will make sense in a sec. I go in terms of like date of type of card release. So Fusion, if I had Synchro, put Synchro in, Xyz, Link, you get the idea. So 1 Necro-Equip Princess. Fiendsmith stuff. As I said, I don't run Desiree. I mainly use the Fiendsmith stuff to get into rank 6s. Because the Goblin Biker rank 6s are very strong. DDD Wave Hiking Seeds are very strong, and Evalzar Lars very strong. They're all really strong rank 6s. I don't really care for Desiree. Lars does the same thing, and it plays better with my deck, honestly. So it's easier to get into, it plays better. I much prefer Lars over that, because it summons easier with this deck, generally speaking. So yeah. It's an Omni Negate, so that's kind of it. And does it have more attack? Does it have the same attack? Or does it have less? That has less attack. Well, we ignore that bit, but still. So yeah, one Necro-Equip for rank 6 plus stuff. 2 Bigabunga. Gotta run 2. To be fair, none of these ever got banished today at any point. Maybe once. So I didn't perhaps need to run 2, but you know, you gotta run 2. This is the only card I would change in the extra deck, and this is Goblin Biker Troika Gruyere. Gruyere? I do love this card, and you know what? At locals, it comes up. At the YCS, not so much. So I wish I'd played a Typhon. I don't really like Typhon, it wouldn't help me much, but still, I wish I'd played an SP Little Knight. I wish I'd played something, you know? I would have taken this out for something else. I don't know what yet. Maybe Grand Pulse. I don't know, but yeah, I think I'm going to take this out. But again, it does come up at locals. If we take this back to locals, maybe. But yeah, I do like the card. I still like the card. It's just definitely the worst of the Goblin Biker Xyz, and also the worst member of this deck. I didn't summon it once today. I could have used anything else. Oh well, you live and you learn, you know. Live and learn. I saw Sonic 3 a while ago. It's great. I saw Sonic 3 the day I won that locals, actually. Anyway, 1 Crazy Beast and one QCR Goblin Bikers Gone Bonkers, signed by Jesse Cotton. Yay! See it? There you go. That was cool. He was very nice about it. Bless him, he was exhausted. Like I found him and I was like, "Oh, hi Jesse, I'm a fan of the channel. How you doing? Can you sign my card for me?" He's like, "Yeah, Goblin Bikers, Gone Bonkers, nice." And he just clearly exhausted. Bless him. So I just thought, I've bothered this fellow. I'll leave him to it. But yeah, poor fella. But yeah, from what I understand, he went O2 on went X2 rather on the day. So he's made day 2 at least. So you know, I think 3 people on this day have gone XO, which is very impressive as far as I'm aware. So yeah, but yeah, I bought this at the event because I had the Ultra one, and then they went to the event and saw this for like £20. I was like, I've got to get my boy Gone Bonkers and get Jesse to sign it. That's just, I've got to, you know, he's one of the best players in the world, and this is Goblin Bikers Gone Bonkers QCR. I've got to get it. This came up once, then took me the game on that game. This came up so much. Crazy Beast comes up so much, and one of my favourite combos to do with it, I'll go through in a moment with you. But yeah, Crazy Beast comes up a lot, and I really like it. Honestly, I didn't put much stock into it when I was running a pure Goblin Biker list. With the Fiendsmith and Bestial stuff where I can summon rank 6s more easily, it's so... I ran into people today who are running this in just any other deck. If you have Fiendsmith and going to rank 6 is easy, oh my god, run this card, it's so good. Please run it, it's amazing. 1 Gossip Shadow, 1 Cicada King, solid. I did do a fun thing with Gossip Shadow today, which is the main thing I like to do with it, which is to just stop the first effect that your opponent activates, the first monster, and then roll. You've essentially made them activate 1 Day of Peace, and rolled. It's great. It's so good. I managed to get that once. I won the game. That game was very good fun. 1 Armor Torpedo, 1 Armor Fortress, 1 Dark Knight Lancer. Would not take these out. They're too good. Hush anyone who says otherwise. They're fantastic. 1 Wave Hiking Caesar, course, and 1 Lars. This was also fantastic today. Honestly, I'm so glad I've decided to take out Desiree and put this in instead. It's easy to summon with this deck, obviously, because I don't run Lacquer and whatnot. It's 1 space instead of 2. Like, Sequence takes up 2 spaces. This is only 1, so... And to be fair, you're only really going to use... Like, okay, you can negate 2 things. Are you going to use that ever? It's such a niche little interaction. It's nice if you have Agnum Day and you can find space for it, I probably would run that. Just with Requiem and just with Sequence and no, I'd rather run this. It does the same thing. My sort of god board at the end of the board is Big Kabonga, Dark Knight Lancer, Gossip Shadow, Lars. because that's like Lars protects you. It's also the only protection in the deck from board clears. If they have like 2 Raigeki, I'm in a bad spot there. But if they only have 1 Raigeki, stops it, and I'm all right. 1 Moon and 1 Requiem, Fiendsmith, you know. And then for the side deck, I kind of standard, honestly, nothing crazy here. 3 Lancia, because of course got to run 3 Lancia. We're in a human, and Malice is inhuman. 3 Droll. I lost so hard to a Mitsurugi Raziel earlier as well. We went to 3 games, so I won 1 of them. But he just had full combo, and I had nothing. I had stuff, but I didn't have enough stuff, and I obviously wanted Droll, so very frustrating. I also sided in Gnomes against him, because Gnome... So, okay, I'll go into that in a moment when I get there, but yeah. Then 3 Meows, didn't draw this once, only sided against Malice, which I only played 2 of, didn't draw it once, but I guess it probably would have been very strong if I'd drawn it. There we are. 1 Feather Duster, 2 Thrust, 1 Sanctum, 1 evenly matched for ball clear stuff. Never used it, but it's nice to have, I suppose. 1 Mischief from the Gnomes. Right, so I am not running D-Barrier. Important reason for that. So with the format as it is at the moment, the most common extra deck monster to summon, aside from Lynx, which neither, like D-Barrier or this doesn't stop anyway, so that D-Barrier and this both effect is going to be Xyz and Synchros. Synchros are fairly common with White Forest stuff. Xyz is fairly common because of obvious reasons, you know? Xyz is everywhere at the moment. This shuts down every extra deck stuff, every extra deck thing. Well, this shuts down everything that D-Barrier shuts down, apart from Pendulum, which no one plays Pendulum, and apart from Fusion. I didn't see a single Fusion deck today. Runic Stun, but you know, I wouldn't call that a Fusion deck, but you know what I mean. I didn't see one. I know they were around. My friend was playing one, but I didn't see one. This, unfortunately, I never managed to draw it, but had I, would have. It's great, very good. It's also an absolute, even more than Droll, a complete silver bullet against Mitsurugi Raziel. Because if you D-Barrier them, you call Ritual, cool, they go Raziel stuff. You call Xyz, cool, they go Mitsurugi stuff. They don't care. They don't care about D-Barrier. This shuts down both sides of their play, because it modulates the levels of cards in their hand, so they can't Ritual summon, because their cards in hand are different levels now, and they can't Xyz summon, because when they summon them, well, they're different levels now. Shuts them down completely for 2 turns. Not just 1 turn, because you banish it from the graveyard and do it the next turn as well. This is so much better than D-Barrier in the current format. In the current format, important to notice, if ever we go to a format where like Pendulum and Link are Pendulum and Fusion are more prevalent, obviously you go D-Barrier instead, obviously, because this doesn't affect those. But in the current format, 100% go Mischief. 100%. I don't think it's even close, genuinely. I don't think it's even close at the moment. Obviously, if you are worried more about Fusion decks, if you struggle more against Fusion decks, sure, I guess person by person, taste by taste basis. Not an issue, not something I'm concerned about, you know? But yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. As I say, I'm so happy with how the deck played. I'm largely very happy with how I played. Misplays here and there. I know we're none of us perfect, and I definitely didn't play perfectly. But yeah, fun combo. I forgot to show you. I said I was going to show you, and then I didn't show you. So, fun combo with Crazy Beast. So, doesn't matter what's underneath it, but you summon Crazy Beast. Crazy Beast effect, attach 2, take one of the spells and traps, spells or traps that your opponent has, and then you just summon Dark Lancer over it. Simple. You detach it with one of your Goblin Biker's effects, and then you summon it back, and you can use it again. It's soft once per turn. So it's simple. It's a very simple little combo, as it were. It's great. It's so strong. You get this on board. You get that on board. Need I say more? Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, that's it for me, I suppose, on that. I'm very excited for tomorrow doing side events. As I said, I'm going to see more what's going on. Excited to see the finals. Hopefully see some of our favourite players going up against each other, having a good time, you know. As I said, Ed did great doing the hosting and presenting. As always, obviously, he's absolutely fantastic. I love Ed. He's really good. The other guys did as well. I only respectfully to the other guys, I'm not trying to be rude. I only know Ed's name because I know Ed. So it's not like I'm not like, oh, those guys are all right. No, they're great as well. It's just that sorry, like that's the only reason that, you know. But the other guys are also fantastic. But Ed doing his thing is always a pleasure to watch. He's always fantastic at what he does. Not trying to glaze him too much, but you know, he's really good. Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow doing side events. I'm signing up for the 3v3. Me and my friends are doing, me and 2 friends from my locals are doing a team of 3, and a friend and some friends from London are doing another team of 3. So it's shout outs to Connie and Evie, my teammates for tomorrow, and shout outs to Billy and our boys Jamie and Jamal, who will come up from London, who are going to be a team as well. Hopefully we'll play them. That'll be really fun. But the 3v3 events are really fun. We did it yesterday. It's great fun. So yeah, that is it for me now, guys, though. It is currently 1:45. Has this been recording? I hope so. It's currently 11:45. I've been up since 6. I'm going to go to bed. Because our event, the 3v3 tomorrow doesn't start till 2. I'm fine. I'm not going to get there early tomorrow if no need to. I dropped out, as I say. Not dropped out, just didn't make day 2. But yeah. Oh, there was one little thing that I got a little bit upset with, which is the fact that I got a penalty in my last game. In my last match of my last thing, I got a penalty. I was like, oh, what? Oh, no. And I didn't, it was just a genuine mistake. So they attacked into my Gone Wild with Dark the Dark Charmer, which when it's destroyed, it gets the effect to add from deck to hand. And I Ash Blossom that. Turns out you can't do that. You can't Ash Blossom during the damage step. I did not know that. And so when the guy was like, oh, by the way, you can't do that, like, unfortunately, it got to like a couple of like moves in the game, like a couple of phases later in the game, and then he went, "Oh, we have to rewind." And I was like, "Do you mind if we call a judge? Because I don't know that ruling." I was like, "I don't. It's not that I don't believe you. I just don't know that one." And then I called the judge over, and the judge gave me a penalty because I'm the one who did Ash Blossom. I was like, "Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't know I couldn't do it. I'm really sorry." But that was it. Didn't matter either way. But yeah, but yeah. Thanks for watching. That's it for me. I'll be playing this tomorrow at the side events. After tomorrow, probably take a little break, play my Sprites deck for a bit. That's a fun deck. It's nice and easy. Might pick up Sharks for a bit. I've got most of that deck sorted. Might use Crystron for a bit. But yeah, that was a good day. Really fun. I cannot wait for the next YCS. Genuinely so much fun. I'm rambling again now, but it was just great. It was just so much fun. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you are there tomorrow, come say hello if you see this. If you were there and said hello to me at any point, then hello, thank you. Bunch of people from the locals I saw, really nice to see them. Yeah, it was great. I keep smiling. It's a really good day, a really fun day that I'm so happy I went to. It's just great. I'm just genuinely so happy. I love this game. So yeah, thanks guys. Take care. Bye bye.